Hi, welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you being here, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Jane. This channel is about estrangement from our adult children, and I am not a doctor. I just want to put that disclaimer out there every so often so everybody knows I'm not a doctor, not a healthcare provider. I am just a mother who is estranged from her adult child. So, as I said in the title of this video, I wanted to talk today about healing because I think that's what we all want. I think that's what we all need. I think most of us have accepted the situation, which is a big deal, So if you've accepted this but have an open mind and an open heart that maybe one day your child or children will come back to you, that's, I think, perfect. I think, in my opinion, and again, this is just my opinion, you need to be open to that. And you don't have to accept them back, but I think as long as you just see, you have a wait and see kind of attitude, I think that's perfect. So today it's about healing. I think I have healed some from this. I still have my bad days, but I am, I think, in the healing process. So what does that mean to heal? Well, for me, I think a big part of it was feeling the pain, at the beginning. It was almost more than I thought I could actually bear. But I took one day at a time, and I did lean on some people. I leaned on my good friend who I've known since childhood, and she's helped me so much. Even though she doesn't know what it's like, she was always there for me, and she continues to always be there for me, and I'm very grateful for that. But when I have a bad day, I will let myself have a bad day. Or at least now part of a day. And at some point, whether it's that day or the next day, I just kind of say, all right, you got to snap out of it. But I know that's easier said than done, right? I mean, you can't just will yourself into feeling good or feeling happy. So let me tell you what I think is the key to all of this. And we're all in different spaces with this, right? We're all in different, let me say, places as far as when the estrangement started, how long into it we are. Some people are new, just going through this and feeling that huge amount of pain. And I think we all sympathize with you. If that's you, very, very sorry. I hope things change for you. But let yourself feel that, because I don't think you can just say, well, I'm just not going to think about it, or, I think you need to give yourself a certain amount of time to process what's happened and learn how to deal with a new normal in your life, which doesn't include your children or child. But I also think a big part of it is we have to retrain our brain. And that takes time. We have to retrain our brain into a new normal. I think it's like after somebody passes, it's a shock. And I think we go through the same kind of shock. It's like, this can't be happening. This just can't be happening. We were always close. Why are they pulling away from us? What can I do to change it? And we try different things. Sometimes I've tried different things. Sometimes it's worked for a very short amount of time, but then it goes right back. It would go back even worse than prior. So it just didn't work. So I had to accept the fact that, my life is going to go on without my son. And it's amazing, the human brain You know, I feel like I've accepted that, and this is my new reality, you know. And I wake up in the morning and I have my coffee and I'm okay. Most days I'm actually more than okay. So how did I get here? Well, besides letting time help me heal, which it does. I mean, you know, everybody wants a quick fix for everything. I don't think I have one. I don't know if there is one. But something else that helped me a lot, and this sounds kind of cliche, and maybe it is, but it helped me. A few years ago, we were just out of COVID. It was like 2022, and I was living in Massachusetts, very alienated. You know, the estrangement was going on, and there was no contact. And I played video games a lot on my phone. I don't recommend that. I did spend some money doing that. That could have went down a rabbit hole into gambling, so I don't recommend that. But, you know, for me, it was kind of a distraction, and watching TV and talking on the phone. Thank the Lord I had friends to talk to. I would talk 4 or 5 hours on the phone and felt like I had a nice visit with my friend. So that helped a lot. But during this time, a very good friend of mine, her husband was very, very sick. And I mean very sick. And she had to work full time. And I was retired already. And she asked me if I would come down to Florida and help her. And I immediately, I mean, I can't tell you through my lifetime, I wouldn't be able to tell you how many times she's either bailed me out of a bad situation or just listened to me cry. She's helped me so much, and I did not hesitate for 1 second. And I came down to help her, and you know, she didn't ask me, but I would do the laundry. I would do her laundry so that when she came home from work, she didn't have to worry about her laundry. I helped take care of her husband. He needed a lot of care. And he did have a visiting nurse and a therapist and all that coming, but he needed somebody to be there 24/7. He really did. So that was me. And I found over that time, as hard as it was, and we didn't know how this was going to go, whether he was going to get better or not. Thank the Lord healed him, and he got better slowly. And I was down here in Florida for about almost 4 months. And during that time, I didn't think a lot about my estrangement because I was busy focused on other people, other people's needs. And when I went back home, I'd already decided I wanted to move back to Florida again, but I was having a lot of trouble finding an apartment. But I didn't give up because I knew this is where I wanted to be. But when I went back, I was better. I think I was more well adjusted to my situation. And, you know, I decided, you know, I'm not going to take insults anymore. I'm not going to take anything he dished out pretty much. If it wasn't going to be something kind, which we know it wasn't, you know, I pretty much stopped reaching out, which I know I did reach out. If you watch my channel, I reached out on Mother's Day in the evening just to see how he was doing. And of course, he didn't respond back. But I guess what I'm trying to tell you is if you can volunteer somewhere or help a friend or even help your other children if you're lucky enough to have other children, grandchildren, keep yourself busy. I know it sounds like a cliche, but it really does help. It makes you realize that you're on this planet for other reasons than being a parent. It's not the only plight in life to be a parent. You know, yes, it's huge, and we give our all to it when we're going through that. But we have to adapt to change. And this is part of the life cycle that we have been given. These are the cards that we've been dealt. Estrangement for now, or maybe forever. I don't know. Nobody knows. But I do think that you need to let yourself feel the estrangement, feel the pain, but maybe limit it. You know, give yourself time. But say to yourself, you know, if I don't feel better by, I don't know, a week, a month, 2 months, depending. It's all up to you. But give yourself a finite amount of time, that after that time, you're going to do something different. Because, you know, I read as many comments as I can, and there are some people that I'm afraid are stuck into that, I don't know how to go on. I feel like I've seen some comments of people saying, this is killing me, and now I have a heart condition. And, you know, I don't like reading those comments. I feel so bad for anybody going through that and feeling like there's no way out. I do think there is, but you're going to have to think of it as a life change that you need to let happen, and need to focus on something else, someone else, and maybe that will help you get out of that depressing, I don't feel like there's any reason for me to be alive kind of comments. That while I feel very humbled that you feel comfortable, you know, being so honest and pouring your heart out to me, I feel like I want to address it and help the people that are going through this and feeling such despair. You know, I just want people to feel better somehow. So that's pretty much all I have to say for today. Please subscribe to my channel. It's free, and please give me a like and a thumbs up, and share this video with anybody you know, maybe, you know, or any one of my videos to someone that you feel that maybe you know that is going through this also. But I do believe there is life after estrangement, and we need to get there. That's what really my channel is all about. It's sharing our stories, but it's learning ways to cope and to get past it and to find some joy in life, because I really do believe that we can do that. And please continue to give me your comments. I really, really want to read them, and you know, I comment back as many times as I can. And I appreciate you all for being here, and I'm humbled, I really am, by all your comments. And I'll see you next time. So please do something nice for yourself today. Maybe call, volunteer somewhere. You know, there's new friends to be made. There's new people to meet and new experiences to be had. We just have to be open to them. I believe that with all my heart. So please take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. God bless.